Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. Today, for you guys is another podcast video with Recon Trooper.
Hey there, folks. Recon Trooper here, and if you're watching my version, I hope you enjoy the recycled gameplay that I'll be using, because I didn't record anything as of late. I've been too busy playing Pokemon on my Switch that I didn't record anything new. Not that there's really anything new to record, because it would have just been more zombie slaying or something, and I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but zombies just haven't been on my mind. So
yeah, you can never have too much zombies.
Well, you can when they're not really on your mind.
True.
I mean,
I've been take their head off.
Yeah, I've been on Pokemon for over a week now because I got another Switch. And I got the other version of Let's Go, so I could trade with the one I previously have. And now I basically just have to evolve a bunch of guys on both of them.
So this isn't a Switch video, but I gotta ask, do you have a Switch 2 or a Switch 1?
No, it's just a 1. Switch.
Okay.
I only got a Switch in the first place because of Lego Star Wars, so I could play it when I go places. Because I'm not going to bring my Xbox with me, not to mention can't play it in the car. So,
I mean, you probably could, but it'd be a very arduous process.
Yeah, so that's the only reason I got a Switch. So as of late, there's nothing I really care about for the Switch 2. So unless Lego, Sonic comes out for it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Lego Sonic or Lego Jurassic. World, the Ultimate Kingdom or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's a good segue because, and I don't know what you're going to be seeing in mine, by the way. I got no clue. But enjoy whatever it is.
Yeah.
It could be a picture of a brick wall. I don't know. But we are talking about the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World saga or era, whatever you want to call it.
Series.
So series, yeah.
That we've seen.
Yeah, and I'm excited because that we've seen. Right, exactly. Now, I did see Rebirth. I just haven't posted a review on it. I'm stupid and lazy, I guess. I got to get on that. I forgot to do that.
It's, in your words, it's not as important as a Marvel or Star Wars thing.
Yeah, right. That's what I said before I recorded.
Even though you did do the Godzilla one kind of at least a week after you saw it. So, like, what's wrong with Rebirth after, what has it been, a month and a half now?
Yeah. We'll get to it. You gotta wait for the review.
Well, I'm not saying I'm asking what you think of it. I'm asking just why it's taken so long.
Yeah. Well, I was fighting off T-Rexes. It's a long battle.
Yeah, I gotta hate those Torturosaurus Rexes, right?
I do. You love them and you hate them.
Yeah. Hence the name.
Speaking of love-hate, though. Yeah, right, exactly. Speaking of loving and hating, I guess I don't really know anyone who hates this movie, but Jurassic Park 1, what are your thoughts on this one? It's a classic.
Well, I don't personally mind it. I mean, back in the day, I was kind of, sort of not sure about it. I mean, I was young, but also, the only thing I can remember that sort of terrified me was the spitter scene with Nedry, and I just always remember that being kind of the scene I was the most terrified of seeing, and I guess maybe it was just him when hearing him scream when he's getting shredded inside the vehicle that we can't really see. But we hear him screaming, or maybe it's the way the spitter kind of appears playful and then turns into a prick. Goes from playful to prick in about a minute.
Yeah, they're all pricks.
So, well, Nedry is kind of a prick for letting it out in the first place.
True, yeah, good point.
So,
greedy booger.
Yeah, but
I like it though. It's like.
Yeah, I like it. And of course, the dinosaur battle and fight sort of thing in the end is always iconic. Seeing the T-Rex just come out of nowhere, grab the raptor as it is about to pounce on the humans, and it just, it's good, and it's the first time until Dominion that we actually see pretty much the main cast, and we get to see Hammond, that the guy that plays Hammond does a pretty good job of, he's optimistic and enthusiastic about this kind of, what do you call it? Park,
like
I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
This sort of theme park with dinosaurs for everyone to see, and then it's not until the end that you see it kind of just when he's turning the thing in the helicopter at the end. You kind of feel bad for him because like on the one hand, he was being a bit reckless, but also he was trying to do something I guess non-greedy for the world. It wasn't about greed for him. Spare no expense is the famous line. And, it was all just about, showing people something that they never saw 65 million years earlier and beyond.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. Obviously it's a classic, and obviously, like, I wasn't even born when this released, but Lego Jurassic World is what really kickstarted my love for this franchise. I mentioned it in some other video that, like, Lego games really got me into a lot of these franchises that I love to this day. And
except Batman, I'm assuming.
Batman, Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Harry Potter, Pirates, a lot of them.
Oh.
Like, all of them.
Oh, Lego Batman got you into Batman?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like,
because I was into Batman long before Lego games came out. I just thought Batman was cool because of his cape, and it just, I don't know, something about him seemed cooler than Superman with a cape. It just, I don't know. Maybe it was the suit that goes with the cape as opposed to Superman, or maybe it's the color. Especially in the live action ones with Val Kilmer and Batman and Robin that everybody hates.
Right.
I just liked guys in the suits that they were wearing and the capes. Really, that's all I cared about. But back to Jurassic though.
Every kid pretty much liked Batman, but for me it was just like, like the Lego game really kind of set it off. So obviously it was a Lego game, and then in high school, like, this was like peak my interest in this franchise. We actually watched Jurassic Park 1 in English class. And she kind of had this assignment where she was like, it's...
Name the dinosaur.
A lot of you think this is just a... Yeah, right. But a lot of people were like, you think this is just dinos and horror and action and whatever. But, she tied it into the metaphorical, philosophical side of what Ian says, right? Just because you can doesn't mean you should do it. And obviously this film is very iconic because of how good it is, but it's also iconic to me because of the question that it poses, which I don't really think the other movies really get on that same level of, like, metaphorism. It's just like by the time we get to
Jurassic World does similar, because, like, they decided to make a genetic hybrid for Jurassic World. I mean, we'll get to it down the road in this podcast, but I'm just, they made a hybrid, and it was all because they could, but should they have?
The answer is no. They shouldn't have done anything.
Just like the Indoraptor, should they have made that thing? Just because they could, before it goes.
What John Hammond should have done?
Shredding everybody.
He should have just made puppets.
Yeah.
Then no one dies.
Yeah, or just another flea circus, as he puts it.
Yeah, perfect. There you go.
Go find a dirty dog, get the fleas off of him, and then make a circus out of it.
yeah, there you go. Spare no expense on that.
But
I mean, obviously the actors are all great. I love the characters. I mean, this is everyone's favorite for a reason. I mean, it's not my favorite, but it's genuinely, it really holds up for 1993 or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I don't personally have a favorite per se, although I will say if I had to choose, it would be kind of a tie between Jurassic Park 3 just because of the Spinosaurus. That's really all, because I thought that thing was cool. It was different from the traditional T-Rex that people are actually they complain when the T-Rex isn't the center of the attention, and then when all it is that,
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought the Spinosaurus was a cool, a cool new deviation from the tradition of Jurassic,
Right.
as the big bad dino, and then of course Jurassic World. I found, honestly, like they all had pretty good dinosaur fights for the most part, for what we could see anyway, because 90% of the time we would just see the dinosaurs' feet moving around with the humans going from room to room or whatever. And but I think the one in Jurassic World was the best fight per se. Just the way the T-Rex makes its entrance, and then you see just see the two big ones go at it, and
right.
Really would like to have seen a team up between the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus versus the Indominus. That would have been an awesome fight.
Yeah.
But,
wow, yeah, multiverse.
Yeah. Well, not multiverse. Just it would have been a cool team up battle to see. Like Spinosaurus can kill a T-Rex, and Rexy is the biggest T-Rex there is. So what happens when you put the two of them together against something that could potentially kill them both if the other wasn't there?
I'm sure they have a lovely tea party.
But anyway, back to we'll get to Jurassic World fully later on. But yeah, I thought I liked the first one for the most part. It's it's like Godzilla. It's slow getting to show the dinosaurs finally. At least the ones we're really wanting to see. Because we see the Brachiosaurus early on, but it's like, who cares about the Brachiosaurus? Show us the T-Rex already. Show us the raptor show us the raptor that's more than just its eyeball in the beginning.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So,
now here's a question. What did you think about Tim and Lex? Child actors. They hold up? They still good? What are you thinking about them?
Yeah, I think they're pretty good. I mean, Lex is kind of similar to Willy, but not as full of herself. She's just kind of
annoying.
Yeah, she's just kind of she still doesn't have quite her wits about her in this thing. She thinks that turning a light on to get to see in the dark when there's a T-Rex is a good idea.
Yeah.
Until,
I mean, I'd probably do the same thing, honestly.
Yeah, well,
because I'm stupid. What do you think about? I mean, yeah, because like looking back at Tim's fine. Lex is the standout of the two, and obviously she was actually picked because she could scream like a maniac. That's why Spielberg got her. But for what those two kids did, I mean, like back in this, not to sound like a boomer, but back in my day, you had practical models and a real dinosaur that got wet, and it was like a big model.
Yeah.
And kind of like a big animatronic, I guess. And
apparently,
it was CGI.
Apparently, the skin of the animatronic absorbed water like a sponge, and so as a result, it got heavier, and so apparently it kind of jiggled on set or something.
I heard that.
As a result of all that water getting in it, and they had to dry it off or something to get it to move right.
That's crazy. But hey, I mean, look, the final result, and there is CGI in this film.
Yeah.
But the final result, it's a good. The practical effects in this by Stan Winston or whoever, they're really good.
Yeah. And also we got to talk about the music, because this is the only one that you actually, except for, I guess, maybe Lost World at the very end. This is the one where we actually hear the Jurassic theme in its glory. Like, instead of just little bits and pieces of it, like in the other ones, we actually hear the whole thing just as the helicopter's flying through the island. before
Right,
just after, and then it lands, and then it's over like that, and it's the only soundtrack of the series I have because it's just that theme. Like I've even on my video editor thing, I even took the track and then just cut that little bit, like got rid of everything else and just kept that whole bit with the helicopter and just listened to that the whole time. I don't care about the beginning or the end. I just care about that bit.
That one little bit. Although, look, the music is so good. Like it obviously holds up from all the movies, but especially when I play that Lego game, like just roaming around Isla Nublar or Sorna and just listening to that music, it's crazy.
Yeah, but
it's really good.
Yeah, just wish that
this is a film. Go ahead.
I just kind of wish that the theme was a little more utilized in the later ones, because I mean, you hear a tidbit of it in Lost World, and then you kind of hear the same helicopter scene bit at the end there, when you see the kind of the herd of dinosaurs before the credits roll, and then after that you just get kind of like cut segments from it in Jurassic Park 3, and then a tiny bit in World, and then at the very end of Fallen Kingdom, you hear it when the credits roll.
Yeah.
And then in Dominion, I don't even think they have any bit playing. Well, they do just after they defeat the Giga. Just after they shoot the Giga in the eye with the trank gun. And then you hear the theme play just a tad. And then in Rebirth, they've got a scene that actually the music is good, but I just didn't find it fit with the scene all that much. It's kind of, I don't know, but we'll get to that too later. But
overall,
huh? You were saying?
I was gonna say, like, overall, Jurassic Park 1, like, this is a film that happens when you get a good writer, good actors, good CGI, good practical effects, good music. Like, all of it kind of comes together to make, like, a really iconic film, I mean, there's a reason why we have how many more, 5 more or whatever. Like,
the series is now the Camp Cretaceous,
the animated show,
Chaos Theory now too.
Right.
So, yeah, it's just they need to somehow do a crossover between Jurassic and Godzilla and have Godzilla fight giant monster dinosaurs.
That would be crazy. That's what I actually, like, really quickly...
Godzilla could take out the big dangerous ones, like T-Rex and Spinosaurus or whatever. Kong could handle, maybe the raptors or something. I don't know.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I could see that happening. You know what I really like, though? I like that they are actually different to the Monsterverse.
Yeah.
That's what I like, right? Like, the Monsterverse is very much about the monster fights and all that, and creature on creature stuff. And there is that in this franchise, but I love that, especially the first film, it's really a human story, and there's just dinosaurs in it, like that's
that's kind of the Monsterverse too. I mean, it is, people go to watch the monster fights, but there is a human story to get to those monster fights, even if some of them, like GX or GVK, are kind of like maybe 65% of it is monster fights.
Yeah.
But there's still the other 35% that's human stuff still. So.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's definitely a lot of, like, stuff.
But anyway, not to get into the Monsterverse now, but
right. Yeah.
That was
we'll be there all day.
Yeah. But I see the background that you like to do your individual videos in now.
Oh, you know it. So, I'm just moving.
Yep.
Because this thing's gonna effing die on me, and I don't want it dying.
Oh, it was on that long, huh?
I just got a lot of stuff open.
Oh, and who was that with the hat on?
Mother.
Oh.
Mother's running across the screen.
Okay.
I wish you guys listening could see this. It's incredible. Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
All right.
Later, mother.
Bye, mother. Yeah, hi.
Hi, bye. Good try. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyway, on to the Lost World now.
Yes.
What did you think of this one?
Now, this one is good. I think people hate it for obviously a lot of reasons, but I do think it's good. It's interesting because you've got Ian, you've got Sarah, you've got all these people. Tim and Lex make a brief
And
cameo,
Hammond.
I suppose, but, Hammond right before he dies, but it's very interesting that they decided to go with the first one is everyone, the second one is Ian, third one Alan, right? I thought I like that how 2 and 3 kind of they kind of
Split them
separate
up.
them in a good way, I think. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the effects are still great.
Yeah.
The CGI is still good. The writing is good. The acting's still good. I mean, maybe Kelly isn't as good of an actor as Lex, but I think she still does a good job.
Yeah, I mean, she may not have had. Well, I don't know if the kids had any experience before this either, but she may not have had the same experience anyway.
Right.
Before this.
And I don't know. I mean, obviously this one doesn't have the same magic as the first.
No.
Not just to say it bad. It's just it's different. People expect every Jurassic film to be similar to or emulate the first one in some way, and when it doesn't go exactly the way they want, they freak out. We've seen that in other franchises.
Or if it does, they freak out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no one's happy.
Force Awakens, everybody.
Yeah, right. But the one scene that everyone pretty much hates, that I don't really have an issue with, maybe I'm the dumb one, is even my uncle. My uncle, he's not going to listen to this, but he freaking hates the scene. He doesn't shut up about it. It's like every single time I mention The Lost World, he brings up the scene. It's crazy. And it's the scene where they're all getting chased at the end, and Kelly does her little gymnastic flips and kicks the raptor out the window. He thinks, and the internet thinks, this is their explanation, they say it's bad because it's stupid. And I'm like, A, that's a stupid critique. Like, you have a brain, use it. B, Kelly literally mentions that she didn't win the tryout and that she wants to be a gymnastic person or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So her doing that is like a little... It's a small character arc, but it still is a little arc. I thought it's a funny scene. I think it's a touching moment.
It's not that she couldn't do gymnastics. She just got cut for the team for whatever reason. Maybe she badmouthed somebody, or somebody got in her face and she slugged her. Or I didn't mind it personally. And it's not the biggest dinosaur fight we've had, but there still is a fight in there between two raptors briefly. So
yeah.
I can't say there isn't one of those, at least, even though it's, once again, humans are in the foreground, they're in the background, and you don't see really every single slash and bite that they do to each other. But
right. Yeah. I do love the scene, though, where the two T-Rexes are there, and they got the baby raptor in the rain and all that. I mean, there's some really good set pieces in this. I think it's... maybe not as iconic as the first, but it's got some really good stuff in there. Even the end where they're in the car and they're getting chased in wherever the fudge it is, San Francisco or something.
Well,
San Diego.
The one guy in the end is actually I guess in the book is Dodgson.
Yeah.
But this guy replaces him obviously in this setting. So, but. He's still very similar,
Is that Peter Ludlow, I believe?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, yeah.
Careful. This suit costs more than your posters of Last Jedi franchise.
Yeah. That's chaos.
Yeah.
I gotta work on it.
Telling me Star Wars The Last Jedi is the worst movie, is the worst idea in the history of... Yeah, I'm not going to try to do that. I can't.
Yeah,
I suck at acting. Yeah. I can do it when I'm just by myself, bored as you can believe, and then just start, acting scenes just vocally with my
Yeah.
just acting things randomly. But anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, I didn't mind it either. I mean, once again, it's kind of slow with the dinosaurs at first, but like I think it was, I kind of like the scene where they're kind of like before when they're going in the long grass after the one guy says it. You can you start seeing the raptors in the grass slowly moving towards them, and like they're making these lines in the grass almost.
Yeah,
it's kind of an
yeah.
interesting scene there, and then there's what else? There's the when the T-Rexes bust into the camp for the first. Like before that, it's kind of interesting to see that, they're not, the one guy just sees it and screams thinking that's going to help anybody. But really, he kills everybody actually because causes them all to run into the long grass to get killed by raptors.
Yeah.
I mean, he meets his demise by getting stomped on, but still, it was his fault they all died.
Right.
Like Ajay.
What about... Yeah.
What about who?
When it collides with the...
Your audio's kind of cutting in and out.
Well, what about now?
Okay, say that again.
Okay.
What about...
The ship.
Oh, the ship.
Where it hits the pier and, they all go crazy.
Yeah, that was interesting. I think you could I think you can tell that's a miniature set, probably. Because it just... I mean, for one thing, how would they have done that? I mean, I don't know if Cameron ever used a real ship for Titanic when whatever happens to it at the end. I've never seen it. I've only heard about bits and pieces of it, and I know that
I heard that
it's a tragedy at the
Titanic,
end. So
yeah, I heard for Titanic. I didn't see the movie either, but I heard that they did in fact build a real ship.
Okay.
At least the side.
Well, I don't think Spielberg did, but yeah.
No.
But yeah, it's still pretty interesting, and the only thing is how did everybody in all those tight small spaces get their arms and stuff ripped off? Like the T-Rex doesn't fit in those places. How did how was there a hand ripped off holding the wheel?
I think the guy just tore his arm off. He was just bored.
Could be. Or maybe somebody was a cannibal at first and then discovered the T-Rex was on board and then realized, oh, I shouldn't have killed everybody.
Yeah. Or he figures, oh, we're about to crash. Might as well eat this guy.
Yeah, but yeah, it's I don't mind it either. It doesn't have quite the same maybe appeal as the first one, but still it's pretty good. And it's I do like the music at the end though when you see the dinosaurs in the herd. I like hearing that original theme of Jurassic Park. It's always great to hear it in its glory.
Yeah, that kind of brings it all together.
And I thought I didn't mind what's his name, Nick Van Owen either. He was a pretty decent character, as opposed to because I think the actor for the most part has been pretty much a comedy actor since then, hasn't he?
I believe so. Yeah, I don't watch him in stuff. I know he's an Anchorman, but that's all I know.
Well, there's only one other movie that I've seen him in fully, and that's what is it called? Hacksaw Ridge. That's it.
He's in that?
Yeah, he's in that.
Jeez.
But I haven't seen him in really much of anything else. So I just know I think he's in Dodgeball, a movie called Dodgeball.
Okay.
Or something, but anyway, but yeah, I thought his character was good. And I don't know, what'd you think of Sarah?
Sarah's interesting. I think she's a good foil for Ian. I think they're cool. I don't think clearly they didn't have Kelly. But I think that, Sarah is good with her. She's good with the team.
Yeah.
She's a little bit rambunctious. A lot more rambunctious compared to Ellie, for sure. Ellie was more of a play it safe kind of person, but Sarah's like, nah, screw it. Let's go take freaking pictures of some dinosaurs. What can go wrong?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's cool. Like, she's funny, and I think she's one of the better female leads. I still think Claire's my favorite, but I think that Sarah's up there.
Yeah, we'll get to Claire. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay.
But, and so I guess moving on to Jurassic Park 3 now. This one, I will say this one was my favorite before Jurassic World, just like I said, because of the Spinosaurus. And it's a shame that the movie wasn't longer, because the others are like 2 hours and this one's only about an hour and a half. So,
yeah.
It's a shame we didn't get a longer movie, and there were apparently scenes that were cut from it too. Like, at the end, there was apparently going to be the raptors killing the Spinosaurus at some point towards the end. Okay. The raptors were going to kill the Spinosaurus, and that would have been an interesting scene to see, to have a Spino-raptor battle before it gets killed somehow. Because, But, and I didn't mind. I don't care what the haters all think. I didn't mind the T-Rex dying. The T-Rex in real life, the T-Rex was never invincible. It could get killed by a Triceratops, which was a lot shorter, and, it had to kind of look up in order to kill the T-Rex with its horn. Unless it stabbed,
plus the arms.
Unless it stabbed it in the leg or something, and then it just stabbed it in the face after that. But
yeah, I forget that you were actually like living in the Jurassic era. I sometimes I forget that. I mean, like, you're like what? How many millions of years old?
Well, I'm getting there. I mean, it's hard on the back, but I'm getting there for sure.
Right. Yeah. You'll be extinct soon enough.
No. I'll just make it to the Cretaceous, don't worry, and then I'll finally rest in peace, Sis.
Good, okay, yeah.
Maybe whatever dinosaurs in the Cretaceous period that can rip me apart while I sleep.
Yeah.
But anyway,
avoid the meteorite, that's all.
Yeah, whatever. If it's painless, who cares?
Yeah.
But I know this isn't your this certainly isn't your favorite, but overall, what do you like about it?
I like Alan. I think Alan's good in this. I think he was really good.
Ellie for her brief scenes was pretty decent too.
Yeah, Ellie's cool. I don't mind Eric the kid. I think he's fine.
Yeah.
I do like some of the CGI and some of the effects. I do think that the plane, hitting the trees looks good. I love that scene where I don't remember what. I think it's right after they crash, where like there's a T-Rex and his mouth is bloody and it looks up. That is practical. That looks really clean, really good. I like the Spinosaurus. Obviously looks awesome. I love that, even when they're shooting him with the flare and all that. For me, the movie falls apart in other ways, like the cinematography and the just the way it looks and is made. But even though it is my least favorite, there has to be a least favorite for everything. I do still enjoy it. Like when I watch all of them, like when I get Rebirth, if I have time, I'll try to watch them all again. And it's like they're all good, and it is really tough to sometimes find one I don't like.
Yeah. Much.
Yeah. I mean, they're there's just enough for me to be like, oh, I don't mind watching this upon a franchise rewatch, right? Like, I don't loathe it.
Yeah, you're not gonna watch it just by itself, kind of thing.
I might. I mean, if it's on at like Nanny or Poppy's house or something, I'll keep it on. But I don't think I would ever. Yeah, I don't think I'd ever just sit there and be like, you know what? Let's put in JP3 for fun. I don't know.
Well,
I do like it in the Lego game.
That's what I've done. That's what I've done. I'll put in a random thing like I don't know. Maybe someday I'll put in Cars 2 just for the fun of it without watching Cars 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It depends for me. It depends. If I'm watching like a massive franchise, I just tend to watch them all. But like,
But I didn't mind the characters from it. I think that the Kirbys are pretty decent. I mean, they're obviously kind of annoying, but they're also decent. Like
yeah. But here's the thing: aren't they supposed to be? Isn't that the point, right? Like I see all these people being like, "They're so annoying." They're supposed to be, right? Like they're pretentious liars.
They're not trying. They're not. It's not because they were just trying to act the scene, and that's just how they turned out.
Yeah.
They actually were supposed to be.
Obviously.
Amanda especially is kind of the most annoying, but
she's like Willie on crack.
Well, yeah, kind of. I mean, at least in the beginning. I mean, she turns out to be pretty decent towards the end, especially when, I like at the end how, just like when Alan was saying, did you tell your wife to stop making that noise? That is a very, very bad idea. And then you see that guy on the beach doing what Amanda was doing. And then they all basically scream, no, that's a very bad idea, before the cavalry shows up.
Yeah.
But
I like that.
It still shows it shows the progression of them. Like they realize, like, let's, don't do that again. Don't make that noise again.
They learn. Yeah. I also really like. I mean, look, me personally, I just want to punch the dad. He has a very punchable face. He's very annoying.
Alan did that.
Yeah. Thanks, Alan. I think there is a good moment where it's Amanda and the guy. They're talking, and Paul. Amanda and Paul are talking, and I do like that scene where they're kind of reconciling, because obviously, like, it's kind of like it's like a worse version of Han and Leia, where like they love each other but they're split and they're trying to reforge their relationship. And I like that going through this hell, pretty much they're able to kind of reconcile, and I don't know if they do get back together officially, but I do like that progression, So by the end, when they have their son, they're able to kind of look at it and be like, hey, let's be more of a family now.
Yeah. So, but I don't mind Paul personally. I mean, he is a bit of a liar at the beginning. Saying I can write all kinds of numbers on this check, Dr. Grant. By the way, I work for Kirby Paint and Tile Plus.
Yeah, right.
Which is
one number.
Not really a millionaire type business, but it's certainly at least a hundred-aire business.
I was just gonna say that, yeah.
So
this movie has one of the best jokes in the whole franchise for me. I really think it's funny where Billy kicks the vending machine and Paul tries and he can't do it and he like hurts his shin or something. I think that's a funny scene.
Well, he also didn't kick it the same way. He was, Billy kind of got some momentum in his kick where Paul was too close to do it still.
Right.
But
I don't know. I thought it was funny. What about the Raptor? Hey, Alan. What about that?
I don't care. It's funny. I mean, So what if he actually didn't see it yet on the island, and it looks like as they do on the island when they get there? So what? I mean, Maybe, maybe
that,
we don't know how much of the raptor he learned between Jurassic Park 1 and this, so by then he might have known they had feathers or something, and then his mind suddenly just fabricated that dream when he had it, and,
right.
saw the plane spinning in the air for some reason, and then turned to his right and sees this raptor in his face and but I didn't care.
Yeah, I think that scene, along with Kelly doing the flip in Lost World, it's unnecessary hate. I mean, yeah, it's stupid and goofy and dumb, but like he's dreaming. Like that's the point, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Lex in the first one, and just after she gets out of the Jeep, she screams again, just out of nowhere at the T-Rex and it gets its attention rather than getting it away from them. And, it's stupid too, but so what?
Yeah. No, I won't lie, this movie, for a lot of people, I don't know about the box office, but a lot of people don't like this one.
That's fine.
It kind of, I don't want to say it killed the franchise, but it kind of put it on a bit of a hiatus, right? Because they waited a good chunk of years before Jurassic World. And Jurassic World kind of, to me, and I don't know if anyone's had this theory, maybe I'm just crazy, but to me the Jurassic World trilogy is like the Star Wars sequel trilogy, where it's like The Force Awakens
it's just you then.
It's just me. The Force Awakens is almost like a soft reboot, and Jurassic World is like a soft reboot of that. And it's not, right? Both of those franchises are direct sequels.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were able to kind of start fresh with Jurassic World.
They pulled similarities from they pulled similarities from kind of the first thing that started it all, but there's still obvious changes. Obviously the raptors are not these cold-blooded nemeses that we see in the first Jurassic Park movie. Even though they still kill people because the Indominus gets them to. But the Indominus is the big bad, and we get to see a Mosasaurus for the first time. So it's not the same exactly, and it's cool to see the callbacks to the first one. When we see the old, it's not really the old park as Claire puts it. It's just the visitor center, the old visitor center. But it's still interesting to see that. You see the sign that fell when the T-Rex roared. See it lying on the ground when, what's his name? Zach brushes off the dirt from it. And, of course, they have still the old Jeeps from the first one. They're rusty, but working still. And the goggle thing that Gray does when he picks it up and they kind of zoom out, and one of the lenses, I think, obviously got bent out of shape, but
I love the references too. I think it's really great.
And then of course Rexy, you can't forget Rexy. She's obviously part of the first one, so yeah. But
yeah, I think like they honor the first one really well. It's a good continuation. It's easily I would say the first Jurassic World for me is probably like the second or third best. And I really, really love this one. I remember seeing it in theaters in Disney World. Really good memory. Obviously, playing the Lego game was cool. But, just like the hype that this, like this, you had The Force Awakens, you had Avengers, Age of Ultron or whatever, Ant-Man. Like, just movies in general were, like, popping off back then.
Yeah.
And I feel like this one really, really, it really did a good job of it. Pretty much delivered what we wanted, right? Like,
wait,
this was,
you saw that
the Lego movie?
You saw Jurassic World in Disneyland?
Yes.
Oh, because it's not a Disney thing.
Yeah. No, they have a movie theater in Disney Springs.
Oh, okay. I mean, Star Wars and maybe Age of Ultron, sure, because they were. I don't know if Marvel was part of Disney by then. Was about to be part of it, but yeah, those two would have made sense, but Jurassic World, I'm like, what? That's not a Disney thing. How could you have seen that in Disneyland?
Yeah. Well, they have the movie theater doesn't just play Disney films, it plays everything.
Well, that's no fun. I came to Disney to watch Disney. Give me Disney.
Yeah. This sucks.
Why do you think I went to Universal so I could watch Kong Skull Island, not King Kong? You know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
They need a MonsterVerse theme park, and you can watch the MonsterVerse movies.
There you go. Universal's got the space.
Yeah, have just this giant Godzilla foot that you don't see the top of, really, so you don't know that it's just the foot and not the actual full 300-foot monster way above you.
Yeah,
but just see the scale of it compared to you would be kind of interesting. But anyway, I'm getting carried away again. But yeah, I think, Jurassic World would be... Like, I don't really have a favorite per se. Like, kind of, my favorites are kind of not my favorites anymore about certain franchises. Like Star Wars, for instance, Episode 3 was my favorite just because of the amount of action and the quality of the action. I don't care if you don't like it all, but I liked it, the lightsaber battle between Anakin and Obi-Wan. And, you say they didn't look as like they were trying to kill each other as much as, say, Rey and Kylo were, but they kind of were. I mean, if you kind of watch what they're doing, Anakin's trying to break Obi-Wan's defense the whole time so he can get a clean hit on him, and Obi-Wan's, they also have lightsaber forms, not to get too into Star Wars here. This is Jurassic, but they have lightsaber forms that they use when they fight, and Obi-Wan's form is just really good at blocking, I guess, and Anakin's form is whatever it was, and that's all it was. It wasn't because, it was too choreographed because they were trying to make it look too cool that they didn't care about, somebody has to try to kill the other guy, and they do really, like you do see that times, Obi-Wan almost killed Anakin before he blocked a couple of times.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
It's not all just, twirling sabers to look cool for the audience. It's, they are
twirling their little...
one is trying to kill the other, and the other is trying to, stop the other, and that's all. But anyway, Jurassic World is, like I said, would be tied with Jurassic Park 3 if I did have to have a favorite, because I think the dinosaur fight is the best of all of them. Just because it's the big, like even the one in Dominion, like you don't see, like it's just, they should have had the Dominion fight first in Jurassic World and then like switch the fights, because the Indominus seems more dangerous than the Giga. So why didn't they switch it first and then, have the hybrid be the third big bad that had to be killed? And then the T-Rex could have had the Therizinosaurus show up and kill it and help kill it.
See, you should have made these movies. I
know, but that requires phoning and stuff, and I just don't care about phoning and stuff. Yeah. So, but anyway, it was good, and I will say one scene that kind of like I get emotional, but I don't cry, even though I can sort of feel it at times trying to come out. It just doesn't. But one moment that's emotional is when the Claire and Owen are at the side, or the Apatosaurus is dying and they're at its side as it passes in their presence. And you just not only feel bad for the thing because it didn't ask to get sliced apart like that, but also you see Claire and she's realizing, like, this thing didn't want to die. It's not just some thing on a paper that you check off or write down or whatever. You can have this asset. Yeah, you can have this one. No, it's a living thing that just got, murdered for no reason at all. And she's realizing just how much of a huge mistake she's made, finally.
Right. Well, that's a good point, because, like, Claire's easily my favorite female character in this whole franchise.
That's blasphemy.
And I think that I know. Sorry. She does a really good job You can leave your dislikes now. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can really, really tell that, like, in the beginning of this trilogy, she's like you
She's
said,
all
numbers in
all
the spreadsheet.
business and nothing, no real thought into anything. Like even her nephews, you know, she's just like, yeah, you can, yeah, my assistant will take care of you. Anyway, I got work to do. Bye.
Yeah. Zara, yeah. But no, yeah, I love that she, you know, begins like that, and I don't love that she's an a-hole, but, you know, you have to start somewhere, right? That's how character arcs work.
Yeah.
And she kind of starts on this one end, right? And by the end of the film, and throughout this first film, there's these things that happen where she kind of, you know, wakes up, so to speak. And then by the end, she's not only with Owen, but she cares about Zach and Grace. She cares about these animals, right? Because even though they're genetically modified hybrid mutant things, they're still living, breathing creatures, right? So I do like that she has that switch around, and I think that's interesting.
And I mean, she's the one who gets the T-Rex out, so she doesn't just, you know, I mean, I don't know. What would she have done if she was still like that at the end? Just let everybody die and hold up and go hide in the control room.
Yeah. Like, it shows that, like, even though Masrani was kind of, I mean, he still dies, but he was more of like a crooked John Hammond, I think, and he still had morals and all that.
Yeah.
You know, even Henry Wu still has morals. Everyone in this movie, no matter how good or bad you are, they still have human moral where they, deep down, they know it's wrong. And Claire finally realizes that some shite's going down. She's like, oh, I should probably do something, right?
Yeah.
And that obviously carries on into the other two movies. But, yeah, I mean, there's so many good set pieces in this. It's definitely the scariest and most intense so far.
Yeah.
In terms of the first four. But, yeah, I think, you know, it ends great. It's a really good-looking movie. It's funny. It's intense. It's really good.
Yeah.
And that leads on to
Fallen Kingdom,
which is my personal favorite, everyone else's least favorite.
Well, so haven't you picked up on that by now? Everything you like, everyone hates?
Yeah. Yep, I mean, trust me, I picked up on that a while ago.
But, I mean, some things I certainly disagree with you on, that they're not perfect as you make them sound to be. Even if you don't take into account the flaws that are clearly there sometimes.
Yeah.
Disappearing blade, anyone? But yeah, I just but you know, I don't mind Fallen Kingdom personally either. I mean, it certainly is, you know, it's got its own thing, and you know, it's the first time we see a volcano. It is kind of like Last Jedi, where the director was trying something different, and for once blow up an island instead of just going to it all over again. Blow it up in the beginning so that there's no way to get back there now, unless you want to die doing it. But
yeah,
you know, and then of course it's bringing the dinosaurs into the mainland, and then we get kind of a haunted house and it's kind of a monster in the mansion type vibe for the rest
That's what I love
of it.
About it is that, yeah, I mean, it genuinely feels different, right? And I think by this point, for me, the fatigue of, oh, cool, another jungle. Oh,
And
another jungle.
the one guy, what's his name? Miles, Miles, whatever. He's very similar to Ludlow.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Except that,
I can see that.
Yeah, he even actually, he does get killed by a T-Rex, except the T-Rex doesn't just stop him and let its baby kill him. It kind of rips an arm off, and then a Carnotaurus comes and eats the arm. So.
That's right. Yep.
But
yeah.
But yeah, he's still, you know, he's very similar, you know, he's all about making money. You know. It's not, I don't think it was InGen, but certainly, you know,
they had their paws in there.
Well, maybe, but it was similar motivations, I would say, because I think in Lost World that Ludlow was thinking of bringing the dinosaurs into the mainland too, and then look how that went, with the T-Rex.
Not well.
And now every dinosaur pretty much that they could save is in the mainland. And, and so, yeah, it was pretty interesting. And not to mention, we get to see Tim Goodman in action before we get to see him in cool action.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not screaming like a toddler so much.
Yeah.
But
for me, I could talk about this movie for hours. I mean, it's genuinely my favorite still. And we'll get to the other two, but it's great. I love the fact that we start off in the jungle. They subvert the expectations.
Yeah.
And they blow it up, and then you like I said, you go to this mansion, and it's just awesome. Like, Owen has a badass action scene and like a really one take shot. You get the bidding scene, which is cool. You get these,
the only thing
ramifications.
The only thing that they should have changed is not make the Owen Claire relationship the same as the first one, because they broke up already again. They broke up again already, and Claire has to go to him for help again. Why not just just phone up, be in a relationship still, and just phone him up and say, "Hey, babe, would you help me go to this island that's about to explode to save Blue so we can see her once more?" Or whatever, In
his words, what is he? He goes, "Oh boy."
Yeah. Oh boy, what do they want now?
Yeah.
But other than
Obviously,
that, though, it was pretty decent otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Maisie's a very important character that we'll get to in Dominion more, but I love the ending. I love that she makes this some would say horrible choice of releasing all these creatures into the world, and I remember leaving the theater going like, oh damn, like how are they going to deal with these ramifications now? How this is going to F everything up, right? Like, you got your chickens and your dogs, and then you get a freaking raptor,
It's the only one that has a post-credit scene too.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you see the pteranodons making a nest in the Eiffel Tower.
I know, yeah. Such a cool scene.
So, but
such a cool scene.
Yeah, and seeing Ian back once again, just for a brief, giving us the brief modern take on his take on this whole thing's been from the day one, but just sort of more modernized. Instead of in front of a bunch of scientists, it's in front of Congress or whatever.
Welcome to Jurassic.
Yeah. You opened up a new era. Welcome to Jurassic World. And then the music plays and
it's great.
Whatever. But yeah, it was pretty good. And seeing, I mean, I don't know what people really had a problem with. Was it because Chris Pratt is in there and apparently he's a sin now to have in movies? But, or is it because Claire is still just annoying? And I think you said one thing you had a problem with is Claire's screaming chair when she's telling Franklin to get a chair to go up the ladder or something.
That's funny.
But I don't have a problem with it. I mean, what's she supposed to do? Just point at it and be like, over there, that thing. Just stay quiet and just keep pointing at something. And he's like, what are you pointing at? Use your words before we die here. So I don't.
Funny. I forgot.
Yeah, I don't know what your problem it really is with that. Was it the fact she screamed it instead of saying chair? Or they're in peril. Why is she supposed to talk nicely in peril? Like, is it gonna make the lava feel better?
Maybe it was the way it was framed. It just seemed kind of fake.
Oh.
Or like over dramatic.
Oh. Well, whatever. I didn't have a problem.
I also didn't like the scene where she's like, "It was a I think that was kind of poorly acted. Other than that, I don't think I had many other issues with that one.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think so.
Well,
I'll have to rewatch it.
yeah, do it already.
Trying. I 2 more days of.
I had to watch it to watch Rebirth, so.
True.
And
I wish I did that. I wish I watched them all before, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, I just watched basically 2 a day. Well, actually, let's see. I think I watched 1 and I think it was 1 and 2, or no, I think I watched 1 and then 2 and 3 and then Jurassic World 1 and 2 and then Dominion and Rebirth. Yeah. Or something like that.
Okay.
I just know one of the days I had to watch one movie, one of them, and yeah, I think it must have been the first one, because I then watched basically the ones where Alan and Ian have their own separate things together, and then I had the two where Claire and Owen are not in a relationship back to back together, and then I watched Dominion where it's kind of the end by that point, and then finally Rebirth, which there's only one reference to the original movies, and it's barely noticeable if you haven't seen the new movies.
Yeah, true.
So,
yeah.
But anyway, but yeah.
Well, speaking of Dominion,
yeah,
let's talk about that one now. What are your thoughts on Dominion?
Too much locusts, not enough dinosaurs.
Yeah, that's what I hear. Yep. Everyone hates this one too.
Yeah, I don't know. I just can't stop hating it. It's just so bad, It's just such a bad, hateable movie,
Yeah.
And I'm everyone. I hate it so. No.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I did see it twice in theaters. I saw it first time by myself, and the second time I took a friend because he was wanting to see something in the theaters with me for a while, and we were gonna go see Venom 2 before the stupid COVID passport thing came into being. So, I wasn't gonna get a passport for a vaccine just to sit in a theater.
Yeah.
But yeah,
watch a poo monster.
Yeah, but yeah. So I finally called him about this one, and he came and we saw it, and I didn't mind it either. It was certainly good. Obviously not as good as the extended edition, because I was certainly expecting. I think a lot of people were expecting the prologue to be in there, because that was the first thing they actually kind of released about the movie in terms of like a trailer, was the prologue 65 million years ago. Even if it wasn't accurate and the Giga and the T-Rex maybe didn't exist together at the time, so what?
Yeah.
How would you...
Who's going to fact check it?
Yeah, how are you going to fact check it? Just like you can't fact check Luke Skywalker's personality because it was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So how are you going to fact check that? You dumb haters.
That's what I've been saying.
But,
What I've been saying.
Yeah, but it's, I thought it was cool. It was, I will say I'm not the biggest fan of feathered dinosaurs. I don't care how accurate they are or not,
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't mind some of them. Like the Therizinosaurus was my new favorite dinosaur as a result, and just even though it was blind, at least in one eye apparently, it had cataracts, and the other was just totally blind or something. I don't know. I forget how they said it, but
yeah.
And it was also seeing. I think I mentioned this too. Atrociraptors. I once mentioned about them, about how, I thought that Blue was going to play a role somewhere in there and was going to have a fight with one of them anyway. And that was something I would have certainly liked to have seen, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. Yeah. And
now, what did you think of Maisie? I'll ask that. What did you think of her? Because she has a bigger role in this, right? Like, we find out a lot about her in this film.
Yeah, I don't mind her. I mean, I do think that maybe Claire and Owen are a bit, like, they don't really help matters with their answers. Like, why aren't they allowing her to go out, Like, as we see, she's gone out, she clearly has gone out on her own a few times, and, nobody's really done anything. So, I mean, yeah, she maybe is being watched by a bunch of no-gooders, but, I think that, Claire and Owen are just a bit too overprotective, that they don't help matters in any way,
Right, yeah, I could see that.
Because, like, you hear that one, there's that one scene, why can't I have any freedom? Because you can't. That's not an answer.
Yeah, that's a typical mom answer, though.
No, that was Owen who said that.
Oh, okay. Typical dad answer, though.
Yeah. You can't because you can't.
I said so.
Yeah. Because I said so. Because I'm your father, and I'm not flesh and blood like you. So there.
Yeah. I'm a Lego.
Well, no, more like he's not her flesh and blood.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
I'm plastic.
Yeah, I'm plastic, and you're rubber.
Yeah.
With maybe a little solidity in you, but
yeah, just a little bit.
But yeah, it was good overall too. And Dodgson was obviously, I don't know. Would you say he's the best? Would you say he's the best human villain? Because you certainly like to hate him.
Yeah. I think the one in Rebirth is better, but I think he's a good second. I think he's good.
Yeah. Because
obviously he's recast, but I think he does a good job.
Yeah, because the one guy got in trouble with the law long before. So it would have been interesting to see him return, though, in a bigger role, though. But I don't mind this other guy. He was pretty good, and certainly has the narcissism down packed.
Is that guy Peter Parker's dad from The Amazing Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think his name's Scott Campbell or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm watching that. I'm like, I freaking know this guy from something.
Yeah, he's Peter's dad, Richard Parker.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, for me, it's again, this one's like the Rise of Skywalker for me, right? Where like everyone hates it, it's divisive. They bring back an old villain. You get the legacy characters and the new guys come together. But I do highly encourage everyone to watch the extended cut. It is better. Obviously, there's more content, but it fleshes out the world more. Not only the prologue, but just like additional little scenes they have. But there's some set pieces in this that like blow my mind. I mean, like obviously, I like the ice scene where they're with the knife or whatever. I like the finale. I don't mind the Locust stuff where they're with Alan and Ellie. I think that's cool to see them working together.
Yeah, I mean, it may have been about locusts, but locusts were not more than the dinosaurs on screen.
Yeah.
Like, you only see the swarm. You only see the swarm the one time at the farm, and then after that, it's really just like individual ones. Well, you start to see them swarming around inside, laboratories, but you don't like they're only like not even a minute long half the time. It's just like brief scenes, as opposed to the dinosaurs where you see them like every nook and cranny you turn. Almost, except the farm. You don't see dinosaurs and the locusts together necessarily, but
yeah. The one scene in this that blows my mind. It's like a top 3 Jurassic saga era whatever moment. It's when Claire is in the I don't know, the Shrek juice, the swamp water or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like that really tense scene.
Oh, you mean with the Therizinosaurus?
Yeah. It's just incredible. Like, I love that scene. The tension, the way it's filmed, the editing, it's just beautiful. I effing love it. It's so cool.
Yeah. Because the Therizinosaurus is, I think, using echolocation, so she's trying not to make any noise, and going under the water sort of stops the noise that she's making, I guess.
Yeah.
So...
Now, as an ending, how do you feel about this as an ending? Because if we didn't get Rebirth, right? Like, they marketed this film, and they touted this film as, again, like The Rise of Skywalker, it's the end of an era. It's the end of the franchise, right? Like, this is like the end game of Jurassic. And obviously it's not, because Rebirth came out, and Rebirth made a butt ton of money, so they're making more of these. But...
What? Can't they just let the franchise die already?
Yeah. Extinct.
But
if this was actually the end,
do
you feel like this was a good ending?
Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. I mean, sure, I kind of would like to see more of Claire, Owen, and Maisie after. You obviously see that, Maisie is finally, she finally has all the answers she's been after, and she also realizes how much Owen and Claire actually do care about her, as opposed to just false imprisoning her, basically.
Yeah.
And or as Maisie put it, trapping her.
Right.
But it would be interesting to see more of that, how that relationship has been since that ending. Like, is she more, are they more, family-like, or is Maisie still causing them headaches by...
I'm sure it's a bit of both.
Whatever, or if maybe Owen is actually, or maybe Claire and Owen are starting to trust her more to be able to, not be so restrictive over where she goes, or
I think so.
Whatever, like, I would be interesting to see that for sure.
Yeah.
And also see more of Blue and Owen. You see Blue, she kind of thanks Owen at the end there for getting Beta back, and seeing the dynamic between them even more, and seeing maybe Beta and Maisie form a similar bond. But, whatever the case, it would be interesting, but yeah, it certainly works as an ending.
Yeah, I think it does too. I mean, I was satisfied with the ending. I think it was good. And then obviously, when I got the extended edition, I liked it even more. But yeah, I mean, I think it wraps up all 6 really well. And I do think that Rebirth, I don't know if we're going to do talk too much longer, but with, spoiler territory.
Yeah, entering spoilers.
New,
so you can watch it next month, folks. It's on Blu-ray.
Yeah, which I'll be getting.
But yeah, we'll spoil it now. So walk away if you don't want to hear Rebirth spoilers before seeing it on Blu-ray.
Right.
Because I don't think it's in theaters now, unless it's like really rare showings still.
Yeah.
But
I mean, hey, the movie made a lot of money.
Yeah.
So,
and some of that,
wanted to have seen this movie.
Some of that is my money. So.
Yeah. I think like half of it.
Yeah. Half of it was my money. The other half was the rest of the world. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that guy that saw Captain Marvel like 50 times in one day or something stupid.
Yeah, 50 times per day, every day for about 6 months.
Yeah. He likes Brie Larson.
Yep. Well, hey,
that much.
She may have a mouth on her, but she's, never mind.
Yeah. You're going to get me canceled.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk Rebirth. What did you think? Is this a good continuation? We don't even see Owen and Claire. We get a name drop of Alan.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, it's certainly my biggest disappointment, as you probably know it. My biggest disappointment was no dinosaur fight in this one. Like I said, Lost World still had a brief raptor fight. This one, apparently, Gareth Edwards was going to do a T-Rex thing, but eventually got, I don't know if it was producers or what were telling him, that he shouldn't do it. Like, they weren't ordering him to, just suggesting he shouldn't because the T-Rex has been the hero of the last 3 movies or whatever, and didn't want to have a repeat yet again. But right. I wouldn't have minded. I wanted to see the Distortus Rex, get shredded. I mean, it's an ugly thing to look at, and it's meant to be. It's a mutated dinosaur as opposed to a semi-natural looking dinosaur.
Now, remind me, what happened to the D-Rex?
Nothing.
Does it die?
No.
No, they just leave?
Yes. Like the Spinosaurus.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I forgot about that, yeah. Well, hey, maybe in the sequel.
Yeah, hopefully in the sequel. I mean, I don't care if it wasn't meant to be continued on or something. I want to see it get into a fight. Come on.
Yeah. That's why we pay for these things.
I know. I mean...
But I'll tell you this, for Rebirth, there's a lot of stuff the movie does good. I think everyone pretty much hates this one, of course. It's like, everyone hates everything. But this one has... I like the scenes on the water. That's new. We've never seen that in this franchise.
There's only one thing I really hate about it. There's only one thing I really hate about it. Can you guess?
Oh, the lack of fighting.
No. Well, that's the second most thing I hated. The biggest thing I hate about it is that you like it.
Oh, yeah. That's all, folks.
Yep. Yeah, case closed.
I don't love it, though. I don't love it. I think it's good. It's probably my... I don't know. This one would probably go right above 3 in the Lost World for me. But, yeah, like I said, I like the water stuff. I'm not a big fan of that family you follow. I mean, I guess they're fine actors.
I know.
They act like...
idiots.
Yeah, right. They act like how they're supposed to act, I guess.
The little girl isn't too bad. The dad is okay. The sister is kind of, whatever. The guy, though, he's worse than Amanda. He's just kind of this, like, why didn't he die kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a few moments where, like, he tries to say, like, a one-liner or a joke, and it's like, some of the writing in this just isn't good in terms of that guy. He's just like, and then there's, like, a whole scene of him taking a piss, and I'm like, why is this needed? I don't want to hear you peeing. I'm eating my popcorn. It's just, like, really weird, like...
And they show velociraptors coming at him, but in the distance, and they're blurred out. So you can't see them clearly, but you see them get killed by something. And it turns out to be a Mutodon, but it's
just like little things like that where I'm just like, oh, okay, take that out, omit this, change the pacing of that. But
yeah,
I think there is more to like.
You'll tell us all about it in your full review, right?
Yeah.
But
what I remember.
Yeah. Well, like I said, just do it after you see it on Blu-ray again. Yeah.
Now, do you think Scarlett Johansson has what it takes to be the next leading main character?
Maybe one of the next. I mean, I think the doctor, paleontologist guy was okay too. Really, maybe all 3 of them, her, the guy, and the guy that was going to be the next Blade, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think all 3 of them together would do well as the next as the new leads of the, the next 1 or 2 or whatever. But not any of them individually.
Okay, yeah.
You know, they're more of a team thing than a individual thing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I agree. But I'll say this movie in the theater, or just, I'm assuming when I get it on Blu-ray with the soundbar, the intensity of this movie is crazy. I swear, like, I saw this movie in theaters with my dad and my uncle. My uncle gets jump scared by everything. He pretends to be a tough guy, but he's not. Dad, he horror. He just don't like it. And I'm not trying to sound like a badass. I didn't get jump scared once. I didn't jump or jolt, nothing. Maybe I'm just jaded, but I've seen all the Evil Dead movies, so I'm used to jump scares. So I didn't get affected by any of the scares.
Well, it wasn't Lego and it wasn't Venom screaming at you in the screen.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll
so
still
it wasn't good enough.
That'll still do it.
Yeah, I still pee a little when it happens. But there's moments in this with that are like genuinely like intense, like crazy. You know, this is the most intense and scary one out of all of them for me. You know, just like maybe it's the fact that you're following this normal family. Maybe it's, you know, obviously it's the music and the sound design and the editing and all that. It's just really, really, like, it's almost relentless at times. Like, there's moments where sometimes the pacing's weird and it's just people talking for, like, minutes on end. And then when stuff gets real, it gets real.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I mean, it was great. I mean, I genuinely... Yeah. I thought it was...
I know, I took my parents to see it, and, you know, my mom and my dad, I think, too, would agree that they really didn't like the Distortus Rex because it looked freaky. And, you know, it was supposed to look freaky.
Yeah, it's like that's the point.
You know, it's supposed to be a freaky thing, you know, like, you know, trying to come up with a new scary dinosaur, but not just find one that existed millions of years ago and just make it be the new one and that's it, you know, like...
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, if they had swapped the Indominus and the Giga around, it would have worked better, because the Giga would have been terrifying just by itself in the first one, and then you get to eventually the Indominus, and that thing's even freakier, because it's basically genes of so many classified species, and, you know, it would have been... I mean, obviously the stories wouldn't have worked if they had just swapped the dinosaurs around and kept the stories the same way. But, you know, like, I'm just saying, it would have been better, I think, that way, to see a freakier, you know, the hybrid last as opposed to the Giga, which is maybe not pure, but, you know, it's not a hybrid, so to speak. And the Distortus Rex is basically the next level. It's how do we do better than hybrids and still better than, you know, semi-natural looking, and it's just like, well, let's mutate them this time, you know.
Yeah, let's do that.
And so, but
now here's a question for you. Here's something that I know that I wasn't the biggest fan of this when I saw it. Maybe I'll warm up to it when I rewatch it, but you know, Fallen Kingdom ends with, you know, dinosaurs running amok the whole world.
Yeah.
Dominion obviously deals with, like I said, the ramifications of that, the consequences. This one kind of opens up with this, you know, whatever, Stegosaurus, whatever, kind of like on a highway or on a street, and the main bad guy's just kind of pissed off by it, and he's like, really? And they never really bring it up, and it's just kind of like, you know, by the time Rebirth takes place, how many years after Dominion and Fallen Kingdom, it's almost like, oh, you know, everyone's either used to it or they're just all, you know, they're all dying out. And I feel like that is such a big game-changing event where you could drag that shit out for movies and TV shows. Like, that's a big, big thing. And I find it really funny that they kind of wrap it up, like, right at the beginning of this one. They're like, oh, yeah, they're all dead. It's like, all right, well, you could have... You know, I feel it feels really odd to me that they kind of like wussy it out and we're like, oh, I don't know, just kill them all. I feel like, you know, that's more interesting to me than them just getting an egg or
DNA samples,
medicine. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't remember much of it either, because we didn't do this, a week after we both saw it, so I don't remember everything about it either. But yeah, I will say some of the villains' motives are kind of weird because like you obviously see he's turning villainous, but like, has he always been like that? Was there a hidden agenda behind all this? Or, like, is it just the circumstances suddenly changed his motive, or whatever? And I don't know. The bad guy kind of didn't seem quite up to what I would have expected a bad guy to be. In fact, the first guy that gets killed, the guy that also played in Deadpool.
Yeah, and Alita.
Yeah. Well, I didn't see that one, but I was kind of expecting him to maybe be the bad guy because he kind of has that presence about him, wanting to shoot everything, But he's the first one to die, so...
Yeah. I feel like they were all a little bit crooked in a way, like they all kind of were conspiring with that guy.
Yeah, but, it was fine, though. I think, it's one of those movies that I have to see it again to get a better picture sort of thing.
Right.
Like, it's just like it was with Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, or, I don't remember another one, but, it's kind of like that where sometimes a movie you can't really wrap your head around it the first time. You got to see it a second time at some point to get a better picture of it, and then once you've gotten down to your 10th viewing, then hopefully you have a better understanding of it.
Yeah.
So
you would think, but some people on the internet, they could see that shit 100 times. It don't work. They're just you can't fix stupid.
I don't know. Maybe they just like to be stupid on the internet, but in real life, maybe they're. They don't want to admit they like something on the internet and get a bunch of backlash for it. So they say,
True.
"Yeah, I hated this. I hated when Luke Skywalker just spit green milk out of his mouth after drinking it or whatever." But in real life, I thought it was actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, right.
So,
but speaking of pretty good movies,
I
wanted to mention this real quick. The three main summer blockbusters, obviously there's more movies, but the three main that everyone talked about were obviously Rebirth, Fantastic Four, Superman. I saw all three, and I gotta be straight up with everyone here.
I know.
I do think Rebirth is my least favorite out of the three.
Obviously.
That's not to say it's bad, right?
It's just not Marvel.
Superman...
or a superhero movie.
Yeah, right. Obviously. Superman's on, like, another level of quality. Fantastic Four is... like, easily one of the best Marvel movies in a long time. And this one it didn't live up to the highs that this franchise, for me, have.
Yeah,
again, I'll be posting my official review soon. But.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just to wrap it up, because we're almost an hour and a half here. But, yeah, I think, it certainly wasn't quite what I was expecting, but, I'm not disappointed entirely in it. I mean, it's just seeing more dinosaurs, and I don't know if there was any new ones except the Titanosaurus
and the T-Rex.
Well, that's not a dinosaur; it's an abomination. But
yeah.
But but I think it was still, it was okay. I'll get it and then watch it again and maybe warm up to it again. Oh, I know one. Indiana Jones 5. That one also I couldn't really wrap my head around the first time, but now I've got a better picture about it, so...
Good. My favorite one.
Oh, in that case. Nah. It
Sucks.
Was... Yeah.
It's actually
F minus.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm used to that.
Yeah, it's an F minus franchise. You should know better.
Well, I know. I have weird taste. Okay, everyone
Yeah.
tells me that every day.
If somebody wants something sweet, you want something salty. I know.
Yeah.
If somebody wants something, I don't know, bitter, you want something sour.
Yeah. Amen.
If somebody wants something with all of those flavors in it, and you just want something with no flavor.
I want vanilla.
No, you just want the air. It has no flavor.
Yeah. Right.
Just inhale.
I should make it clear. I should make it clear for people. When I have these crazy reviews and I have these, for some people, like outlandish opinions about film and video games.
Yeah.
I'm not making this shit up, okay? Like, I'm not lying. I'm not, like, attempting or trying to go against the grain. I just think what I think, and I ain't afraid to say it, right? Like, I know it sounds cringy, but, like, I don't make this stuff up. I'm not like, oh, everyone hates Last Jedi. I love it. Like, everything I've ever said is truth, right?
No,
So,
it's totally made up. If somebody hates something, you have to like it just to be the opposite.
Right. Well, that's what some people say on Twitter. They're like, oh, well, you just love it because everyone hates it. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I give my reasons, but
yeah. I said that Joker 2 was the worst film in film history ever since film became a thing, and thus you have to say the opposite. So of course it's made up.
yeah, right.
No.
My rebuttal would be, you need to watch more movies.
Well, I've been doing Pokemon, so the only movie I've been watching is Detective Pikachu on repeat. But
hey, it's a banger. That's one of the best video game movies.
Yeah. But
No
anyway,
one talks about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should wrap up here. So, if you guys enjoyed our chat about the Jurassic series for the most part, except for a few minor deviations we did, feel free to comment or like and subscribe if you so desire. It's not forced upon you. It's just, well, in Franchise's case, it might be appreciated, but in my case, I'm not against it or for it. I just take it and whatever.
Yeah.
Because, I've only got 23 subscribers, so at this point, what have I got to really lose besides time? But
yeah. Well, we both need more, but
Yeah.
I will force you all. Subscriber,
Okay.
I'll send the D-Rex to your house.
yeah,
All right.
I'll send the IREX to the same house, and then we can watch them dish it out.
Yeah, perfect. We'll film it.
And then I'll send Godzilla in to obliterate them both, so they're not wrecking the rest of the neighborhood. He can just do it with one blast. Go.
Yeah. That's very kind of you. But no, honestly, if you guys enjoyed, let us know in the comments. What's your favorite Jurassic film? Is it from Park, World, Rebirth? Have you seen Camp Cretaceous? I do own it. I have it on DVD. I just haven't watched it yet, but I'll get to it.
I know only one thing about it, and that's one of the new dinosaurs is called the Scorpios Rex, and it looks like a pretty frightening looking thing, actually. But I don't know about it, the whole thing itself. Aside from, I think the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 makes a reappearance finally. But
oh, okay.
But
well, hey, maybe when we both watch it, we'll make a smaller podcast, a shorter one on that, just the one show. But
maybe I'll have to somehow find it and maybe eventually get it first.
Yeah. It's canon, and I've always wanted to watch it, so I'm like, I'll give it a shot. It can't be that bad. But anyway, thank you guys for listening or watching, whatever you were doing. Hopefully you stuck around the whole time. I know this was a longer one, but it was fun. We got to talk about pretty much, everything about this franchise.
Yeah.
For the most part. And
we had no
like,
technical difficulties, just to let you know.
Yeah, nope, nothing at all.
Nope.
Tell you what.
It was all, except for when Franchise cut out a few times, but...
Yeah, I planned that. That was planned.
Yeah. It was...
Next time, whatever the podcast is next time,
Yeah.
then we'll have the difficulties.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be just flickering screens the whole time on both our sides here, or whatever.
Sky flicker.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so later, folks.
All right, thanks for watching. Peace out.